So one of the things that I've read about with motivational interviewing is that you pay a lot of attention to the client's language, and you have a whole language of change.
Exactly.
Can you tell me about that?
Yes, actually in motivational interviewing, what the client is saying and how they're saying it is really what we're paying attention to all the way through. So it really requires always listening to the client and following what the client is saying. So when we're listening and we talk about the language of change, we think about the client speaking in two ways. We think about what we call sustained talk, and we think about what we call change talk. So sustained talk is the person saying, how it is okay. You know, there's no reason for me to make any change. I'm fine, thank you very much, and see you later.
I might be, yeah, I'm feeling a little down, but I'm just kind of, you know, the world, you know, why should you be cheerful in this world?
Exactly, and no matter, you know, as we explore that, you just stay in that position of, you know, thanks very much, but no thanks. Mm-hmm. So that's sustained talk. Change talk is when the client begins to shift and they begin to talk about, well, possibly maybe things could be different or should be different, or maybe I would like for them to be different. So that's what we're listening for. They're two different things.
And it sounds like there's degrees of it. Maybe things should be different, or I really want things to be different.
Absolutely, there definitely are degrees of that. So the same thing as there will be degrees of sustained talk as well. You can get some pretty entrenched sustained talk, like absolutely, there's no way I'm considering this, thank you very much, I think I'll just go through the door right now, kind of sustained talk, to kind of lukewarm, well, you know, I think it's kind of okay, but I don't know that I really want to do anything about it, or what difference would it make, things like that. And change talk is the same. Maybe I'm considering this, and maybe I want to do something about it. But that is a significant shift, and in motivational interviewing, we are listening for what the client is saying, and when they begin to shift to change talk, we're going to shift with them.
In the next clip, we're going to see Craig again, the depressed man, and we're going to see an example of a complex reflection, which, as you discussed a minute ago, is adding some implied meaning into the reflection.
It's also, there's some kind of like failure to take the plunge at various points, I feel like, too. And maybe still fear of taking various plunges.
Missed the train somewhere.
Yeah.
If only I had made that train. Huh?
Yeah. Or given that I didn't make that train, how do I, you know, should I get on the local? Right. And like for me, of course, it's still possible to be a dad, and maybe one of the most easy ways would be to date a single mom, you know? And then I'd have to, a lot of that. We shall see, that may still happen. But it would be another big plunge, you know, and not an easy one.
Something that you imagine would bring you a special kind of joy, and also, you know, it's a lot of work.
So in that reflection, he does kind of add what he thinks he hears the client saying.
Right. Actually, as I listen to that, there are two complex reflections in there. The first one is what's really called a metaphor, complex in that he says, missed the train. So he's taken what the client has talked about as what hasn't happened thus far for him in his life, and he's shifted away again from the exact words, and he cast it in more of a picture we can all see. There's that train going by, and I wanted to get on it, and I missed it. So missed the train. And Craig actually responded to that. His energy actually kicked up a little bit about that. So again, that's saying, I'm getting it. And then the last part of it, he's really capturing, again, what Craig would experience from this. He uses the word joy. But then he also is capturing the challenge that it would be for him. So again, he's adding meaning there. But actually two forms of complex reflections in that.